Hello and welcome to another episode of the Good Boxing Podcast with your host Josh Size. I'm gonna jump right into this episode. Boo Boo Andrade is taking on Liam Williams this weekend in Miami, and I'm gonna be honest with you. The more and more I watch the fights of both guys, I'm sitting here and telling you right now that this fight is gonna finally put an end to the legend of the boogeyman. I'm not gonna sit here and prognosticate that Demetrius Andrade is going to lose this fight. I do see Liam Williams being the guy that kind of calms the storm that seems to be swelling in boxing, that Demetrius Andrade is this guy that no one wants to fight. I don't understand how a man that's literally not fought a soul, and when I mean not a soul, of the caliber of Canelo Alvarez or Triple G or even a Daniel Jacobs, he has not fought anyone of that caliber, be labeled a boogeyman, right? Apparently, he keeps mentioning the narrative that no, none of these guys want to get in the ring with me. None of these guys want to get in the ring with me. And I'm getting tired of it. And truthfully, the more I look at tape, I don't think he's as scary as people think. And look, I respect Boo Boo Andrade's boxing ability. I think he's long. I think he's tall. I do think he does have some really, really nice boxing attributes. He knows how to use angles at the right time, and he's a cute boxer. I'm not going to sit here and lie that he doesn't do some things that are like, oh man, that's pretty nice. But when you talk about a boogeyman, someone that's supposed to instill fear in people, I just don't see it. I look back, and even for this fight, I wanted to make a prediction, right? I wondered and really wondered if Liam Williams had a shot, because I didn't want to just be a troll and I didn't want to not do my research about a guy, because truthfully, I hadn't heard much about Liam Williams. I saw him one time on the zone, and then after that, pretty much never saw him again. So when he got the call to fight Demetrius Andrade, the narrative happened again. Oh, these guys, what am I going to have to do to get these guys in the ring? I'm a champion. Shouldn't people want to fight me? Well, look, Demetrius Andrade. No, that's not enough. You don't draw anyone, right? And then your your style isn't very exciting for a lot of people. I just rewatched Vanes Monterosen versus Demetrius Andrade, and when I tell you it has to be one of the worst fights I've ever seen live, it's one of the worst fights I've ever seen live. I thought it was a close fight. I actually thought Vanes got the draw, and at first I was like, "Ah, man, this was kind of a robbery on Andrade's apart." But I thought Marta Rosen did enough to get a draw, and he dropped Andrade. Now, you're talking about a 154-pound Vanes Marta Rosen, who's not this vicious knockout puncher. We're not talking about power like Deontay Wilder or Canelo Alvarez or Triple G. You're talking about Vanes Marta Rosen, who switched and caught him with a straight right hand down the pipe. Then I looked at film where John Kulke took his time, negated Demetrius Andrade's front right jab. He likes to throw that up jab, and all Kulke did was just touch it, keep his hand higher than Demetrius Andrade's, constantly parry, 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 look for the left hand. So, all truthfully, I saw throughout that fight, right? And this is a fight that ended up being a split decision. Like, Demetrius Andrade has a split decision with John Kulke, right? And this is the guy that's the boogeyman? Come on. You put him in there with Triple G, you put him in there with Canelo Alvarez, they will shut that bullshit down. I'm telling you, this guy has a jab, moves, and then once you put a little bit of pressure on him, you immediately see how uncomfortable he is on the inside. You immediately see him shell up. He starts winging his shots. And look, when you fight the better guys, you're going to get exposed. The little cute little angle, move over to the side, Canelo Alvarez is not going to fall for that, right? It may work once, it may work twice, but at the end of a 12-round fight, that bullshit's not going to work anymore. Same thing with Triple G. Say what you want about Triple G, But if you cannot punch and keep your balance and back the man up, you are going to get knocked out. And Triple G, I get it. He's still waiting for Canelo Alvarez. He's still waiting for that third fight. I don't think it's a fight that needs to happen, right? Truthfully, I don't need to see Canelo Alvarez versus Triple G. He just beat bigger guys. And truthfully, the Billy Joe Saunders fight's a lot harder fight than Triple G. The guy moves, he's southpaw, can box, fine. But Triple G's not that. Triple G wants to back Canelo Alvarez up. Canelo right now is faster, younger, stronger. He's going to eat Triple G up. If Sergey Derevchenko was piecing up Triple G, Canelo Alvarez is going to have a field day with that kid, right? Especially now that he knows how to beat him, he knows how to attack him, and Triple G is just a little over the hill. But back to the fight this weekend, I'm going to sit here and make a whole another episode about the boogeyman and why it doesn't exist, and that's another day. Right now, Liam Williams, can he pull it off? Truthfully, I do think he can. I do think he can make Demetrius Andrade look severely bad. And potentially, if Andrade falls asleep and you add that with the coach that he has in his corner, right? I do think he's going to know how to attack Andrade, right? I do like the fact that he brought in a well-schooled coach in Dominic Ingle, and I think Dominic Ingle's going to know how to attack that southpaw tricky style. I know he's going to work on negating that front hand like many have with Demetrius Andrade. And if you take away one side, all you have to worry about is that winging left. And now, in order to take away that winging left, you either move to the left or bend to the right or step out diagonally to the right, and you'll miss the left. A lot of people fight southpaws the wrong way and feel you can only go left. Demetrius Andrade capitalizes on that tremendously because he likes to take that angle out to the side. But if you take the angle away from Andrade, he becomes a very wild fighter. He becomes very stiff. And honestly, on the inside, he likes to push and gets a little wide with his shots. And that's when Liam Williams might have a shot. However, the one thing about Liam Williams that gets me a little nervous is in fights before, he has 2 losses against Liam Smith. I don't know how he's going to hold it together for 12 rounds. And in a championship fight, I get a little worried. So I'm going to back Demetrius Andrade given the fact that he's a champ. But I'm going to sit here and tell you that Liam Williams is going to push Andrade in a way where we're going to see that all of this talk about him being the boogeyman isn't true. The boogeyman doesn't exist. There's only one true boogeyman in the division, but everybody wants to fight him because why? You make the most money. It's worth it. Everyone keeps talking about Boo Boo Andrade. Oh, he's the boogeyman. But you sign up to fight Andrade. Who's really going to watch it? Is he bringing an entire fan base? Is he bringing excitement? Eddie Hearn literally paid the man an exorbitant amount of money to be in his middleweight pool, right? The zone has Triple G, Canelo, Daniel Jacobs, Demetrius Andrade. The list goes on. And the man can't fight anyone. Is that because they don't want to fight him, or is it you just don't really bring anything to the table? Every fight you have is boring. And I like boxing. I love seeing high level skill matchups. But after a while, look what Jaron and his boots had to do. He could have outboxed Sergey Lipinets, no problem, right? He could have went out there, boxed circles around him easily. Could have made it easy where he never gets touched. But no, he decided to, you know what? I want to make a statement. I want to show that I'm the man at this division. I want to make a statement to Errol Spence. I want to make a statement to Terrence Crawford, Virgil Ortiz, that I'm the man in this division. So he decided to stand there, go toe to toe, and do it with skill. Rolled off shots, came back, and made it a performance where people are actually talking about it. When is the last time you heard anyone get excited about a Demetrius Andrade fan? I actually spoke to a few Demetrius Andrade fans, and they think he's boring. They think his style is just not very exciting. And Like, I was actually quite surprised when I heard that because I thought it was just me. And I love watching high level boxing. I love watching the Floyd Mayweathers. I love watching Juan Manuel Marquez, Tim Bradley, some of these guys that really show good boxing ability, Arislandi Lara to a certain degree. But Demetrius Andrade, you have to stop with this. People are afraid of you to look bad. You're only 6 foot. You're not this tough knockout artist that you think you are. Sure, you got a couple of knockdowns, but you got dropped by Vanis Martirosyan, and you got dropped by another man. Let me get his name right now. In Alantez Fox. He dropped you in the 7th round, and the fight ended up going to a decision. Come on. Liam Williams knocked out Fox right away. Sulecki had his moments where he hit you with right hands. And Luke Keeler, yeah, he got killed in the beginning, but you saw moments where you got touched with right hands. I'm telling you, it may not be Liam Williams this weekend, but Triple G, Canelo, any of these guys touch you that way, Charlo touch you in that manner, it's over for you. You're gonna get stopped. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I truthfully just am pulling for Liam Williams in this fight, even though I'm gonna pick. I just gotta go with my head and not my heart. Demetrius Andrade should get it off, but I'm gonna be honest with you, there's a part of me that just wants this whole boogeyman thing to end because it's just getting ridiculous. You have no wins over anyone credible. You won your title when someone vacated it. And I don't even know what to say, honestly. Like, Demetrius Andrade, just fight this weekend. And I hope someone really just ends this train because I'm just tired of hearing about Andrade. You're 33. I mean, you're 32 years old, going to be 33, or however old you are. You're already at the twilight of your career. You should be fighting somebody at this point. You're not a prospect. You're a champion. And why isn't anyone fighting you? Is it that they're afraid? Or is it you're not willing to actually put the show on that people are going to be willing to pay for or generate the interest over? If you make someone look bad and you bring them no revenue or money, will anyone else want to fight you? No, at a certain point, you have to take accountability for your career and make yourself a draw. Knock someone out that you should knock out. With the quality of opponents you're fighting, you're not fighting Canelo Alvarez. You're not fighting Callum Smiths. You're not fighting even, in my opinion, anyone remotely at the level that other people are fighting, right? You're talking trash about Triple G fighting Sharamenta, but you already know Triple G is trying to get the fight with Canelo, and that is a knock on Triple G too. I don't know why he's just waiting for Canelo, but he also had that Sergey Derevchenko fight, and then he had his, I believe it was a mandatory. I'm not even sure. The Sharamenta fight was shit. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. That was a blowout. It was never close. But say what you want. I'm just not sold on Demetrius Andrade. He's going to get the job done this weekend, but I just hope someone just silences this guy because, quite frankly, I'm just tired of it. And call it bias, call it whatever you want, but I just hate when this whole narrative just keeps being said over and over that Demetrius Andrade is some scary boogeyman when these guys fight for a fucking living. I don't get it. Like, they're fighters. Why would anyone be afraid to fight you? They're fighters. They step in the ring. They look bad. You're not a killer. It's not like they're going to go in there and get knocked out. I mean, the quality opponents you fight, come on. So that's the episode for today. Say however you want it. I think Demetrius Andrade is going to win, and I do think he's a good fighter, but a boogeyman, someone that no one wants to fight, and you're going to go your whole career not fighting anyone of any sort of caliber, like high caliber. I hope Liam Williams is the goods and continues this streak that he has going. Maybe he'll come in with confidence and shock the world, but don't be surprised if you see a lot of holes in his game and if Liam Williams drops him a few times, truthfully, because the kid, I'm telling you, he gets wide on the inside. He likes to wing his shots, and with the better guys, the hooks are going to connect in between, the uppercut's going to connect in between, and that flicker jab, you can cancel it with the front hand. You just got to know how to tactically approach it. And look, in this fight, hopefully Liam Williams could do it, but I'm picking Demetrius Andrade. That's the episode for today. Follow the Boxing Podcast on Instagram at Good Boxing Podcast. And if you like this video, you disagree with me, or you agree with me, feel free to leave a comment, like, and subscribe. For those listening via audio, I do have these videos up like a little earlier than the audio. So if you want to watch, feel free to subscribe to the YouTube channel at Good Boxing Podcast. Thank you so much, and I appreciate your time.